Hello and welcome to Sports Geek. In this video, we break down half of the facts about this year 2021 March Madness bracket. Don't forget to tune in for part 2 in the next video. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Remember to give a thumbs up if you like this video and leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, without further ado, let's jump in. Curse of the overall number 1 seed? As if Gonzaga doesn't have enough history working against it, it has been 6 years since the last time the number 1 overall seed reached the Final Four and 8 years since it won the championship. In the 16 years the selection committee has announced an overall number 1 seed, that team has failed to make it past the first weekend more often, 4 times, than it has won the championship. 3 times. Will Gonzaga complete an unbeaten season? This is the first NCAA tournament without Duke and Kentucky since 1976. That's also the last time we had a team cap off a perfect season with a national championship, as Bob Knight's Indiana Hoosiers finished 32-0. That's the case this year as Gonzaga, the number 1 overall seed, enters the NCAA tournament 26-0. Since that Indiana team sealed the deal, this is the 5th time a team has entered the tourney without a loss. Obviously, none of the previous 4 won the title, but 3 of them made it to the Final Four. Only Larry Bird and his Indiana State Sycamores came up just 1 win short when they lost to Magic Johnson and Michigan State in 1979. Big Ten in uncharted territory? The Big Ten received a pair of number 1 seeds, Illinois and Michigan, and a pair of number 2 seeds, The Ohio State and Iowa, this year. It is the first time a conference has earned 4 top 2 seeds in a single NCAA tournament. 7 previous times a conference has grabbed 3 top 2 seeds, but the eventual champion came from that conference in only 3 of those 7 instances, all by the ACC. Why history says Alabama won't reach the Final Four. If you're looking for a high seed to bounce before we get too deep into the madness, there's some tournament field to be a top 2 seed and reside in the top 10 of the AP poll after entering the season unranked. None of the 32 teams to fit this profile in the modern tournament era have reached the Final Four, and 56% of them didn't survive the first 2 rounds. Defending champions have failed to last long. There hasn't been a repeat champion since Florida in 2006-07. But forget repeating. This has been hard enough for defending champs to win more than a game or 2. Since Florida's repeat 14 years ago, no defending champion has advanced past the Sweet 16. In each of the past 3 tournaments, they have been eliminated in the second round. Number 6 seed Villanova in 2019, number 2 seed North Carolina in 2018, and number 1 seed Villanova in 2017. In fairness to Virginia, it is defending a title it won 2 years ago, and the top 5 scorers on that 2019 team are gone. Losing your first conference tournament game equals no national title. No team has ever won a national championship after losing its first game in the conference tournament. Prior to the last tournament that was held in 2019, a trio of teams that landed number 3 seeds lost their conference tourney opener: LSU, Texas Tech, and Purdue. All 3 won multiple games in the tournament, and Texas Tech nearly put an end to this trend before falling short in the championship game in overtime against Virginia. This year, West Virginia, number 3, and Purdue, number 4, are the only top 4 seeds that lost their first conference tournament game. At-large teams with losing conference records. Maryland and Michigan State, both of which were number 9 and 11 in Big Ten play, received at-large bids this year. They were the only 2 teams with losing conference records to do so. Each year, there is debate about whether these teams deserve to make the field, but for what it's worth, they haven't been automatic one-and-dones. Of the 45 previous teams with losing conference records to get at-large bids since 1985, more than half, 23, won a first-round game. However, only 6 of them won again to reach the Sweet 16. Of the past 20 such teams, Syracuse in 2018 is the only one to win more than 1 game. The Orange actually won 3 games since they started their journey in the first 4. Don't discount teams that play in the first 4. The 2019 tournament marked the first time since the inception of the first 4 in 2011 that none of the first 4 at-large teams to make the tournament field advanced to the round of 32. Belmont looked like it would be the first team to keep the streak alive, but the Bruins faltered down the stretch and allowed Maryland to come back to win their first-round matchup by 2 points in Jacksonville. In the previous 8 years, 4 first 4 participants went on to reach the second round before being eliminated. 3 more advanced to the Sweet 16, and VCU shocked everyone by going from first 4 to final 4 in 2011. Expect at least one top 4 seed to lose in the first round. Just about every year, at least one top 4 seed loses its first game. It's difficult to pick the right ones, but history says it's very likely to happen. Only once in the past 12 tournaments have the top 4 seeds in each region survived the first round, and just 5 times in the past 35 tourneys: 1994, 2000, 2004, 2007, 2017. History of first-round matchups. Below are seed versus seed facts for each of the first-round matchups. 1 versus 16. Who knows if or when it will happen again, but we'll always have UMBC from 2018. In 2019, we went back to the number 1 seed sweeping the 16s by an average margin of 22.8 points. That means the number 1s are 139-1 all time in this matchup, and as you would expect, games haven't been close very often. In the past 5 tournaments, all 20 matchups have been decided by 14 points or more. 2 versus 15. Only 8 times in history has a number 15 seed beaten a number 2 seed. And 3 of those wins came in 2012 and 2013. Most games haven't been close either, as 21 of those 23 wins by number 2s came by double figures. Of the 8 number 15s to win a game, 7 finished in the top 2 of their conference standings. The only exception was Santa Clara in 1993, which finished 3rd in the West Coast Conference. Among this year's 15 seeds, 3 of the 4 finished the regular season in the top 2 of their conference, including ties in terms of winning percentage. 3 versus 14. Number 3 seeds have won 85% of meetings with number 14 seeds and have swept all 4 matchups in each of the past 3 tourneys. It's only the 3rd time number 14 seeds have failed to win a game in 3 straight tournaments. Also 2007 to 2009 and 2000 to 2004. But these games are not all blowouts. In fact, at least one 3-14 matchup has been decided by single digits in each of the past 10 tournaments. In 2019, LSU held off an upset bid by Yale to win by 5 in Jacksonville. 4 versus 13. Number 4s have won 79% of these matchups, but the games are generally much more competitive than that rate would suggest. In the past 10 tournaments, more than half of the meetings were decided by single digits. And in the past 2 tourneys, 5 of the 8 matchups were single-digit affairs. One of the double-digit outcomes was a 21-point win by 13 seed Buffalo over Arizona in 2018. It's reasonable to pick one of these upsets in your bracket, as a number 13 seed has won at least 1 game in 25 of 35 years. 5 versus 12. Many bracket filler outers are a bit shy about picking against any of the top 4 seeds, so this is where upset discussions often begin. While number 5s have won 64% of the time overall, results in this matchup have been all over the place in recent years. The 2019 tournament marked the 3rd time in the past 7 tourneys that number 12 seeds won 3 of the 4 meetings. However, in that same 7-year span, number 5s have swept the 4 matchups twice, 6 versus 11. The 2019 tournament was the first time since 2013 that number 6 seeds won at least 3 of the 4 meetings with 11 seeds. At least for 1 year, that showing slowed down a recent trend favoring the lower seed in this matchup. In the first 25 years of the modern tournament era, number 6 seeds won 69% of the time. But in the past 10 years, they have won just 47.5% of meetings. Games have been exciting the past 2 years as well, as 6 of the 8 games were decided by 5 points or less. 7 versus 10. In 2019, number 10 seeds won 3 of 4 meetings with 7 seeds for the first time since 2010, and just the 5th time ever. Overall, number 7s have won 60.7% of meetings in the modern era and had taken 3 of 4 in this matchup 5 of the previous 6 years. 8 versus 9. Overall, this is a toss-up you would expect it to be. But number 9s have been in control in recent years to take a 72-68 advantage. In 2019, number 9 seeds won all 4 meetings for the first time since 2001 by an average margin of 16.0 points to boot, and they are 7-1 in the past 2 tournaments. That's it for this video. Comment below and let us know who you will pick in which game and why. Also, let us know what was your most memorable March Madness moment. Remember to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss the next video.